Good morning, students. Previously, we studied how the kite festival evolved over the period of time, as well as the way it is celebrated abroad and even in India. Today, we will be studying further about the celebration of the kite festival in India and its importance with respect to culture and unity. Before we begin the lesson, I would like to show you all a video and then we shall have a discussion. Now that is the kite thread with which the kite is tied and then it is flown in the sky.
उंधियू, जलेबी, सिंग चिकी, तिल चिकी। द बेस्ट पार्ट इज कि जो सारी चीजें हैं वो मम्मी ने घर पे बनाई हुई है और इन सारी चीज उससे पहले लेट मी चेंज माई ग्लासेस। इसे कहते हैं ढड्डा। ऐसा करने से पतंग का एरोडायनेमिक्स बहुत ही अच्छा हो जाता है। देखिए,
I hope everyone enjoyed watching that video. The festival seems fun indeed, doesn't it? It's filled with joy, togetherness, and a lot of food and fun. Now I'm going to read a bit of your chapter that will be focusing on today, and I want all of you to pay attention. In Gujarat, Makar Sankranti is Kite Flying Day. Traditionally celebrated on January 13 or 14, it is a holiday when people meet outdoors to cut each other's kites. This day also coincides with the festival of Uttarayan, when the sun is set to begin its journey to the northern hemisphere. The people of Gujarat celebrate Uttarayan with a lot of enthusiasm, and all business comes to a grinding halt for a couple of days. It is also a celebration to mark the end of winter. The celebration, the kite flying, begins at dawn and continues without a pause throughout the day. People of all ages gather on terraces or rooftops. Friends, neighbors, even total strangers compete with one another, and cries of triumph rend the air when someone cuts the line of a rival. A wonderful variety of kites is seen, and the fussy buyer can choose what he wants. The more serious players prepare special lines for their kites. There is music in the air, and traditional delicacies are specially prepared for the day. Held on the same day, the bigger event, however, is the International Kite Festival at Ahmedabad. Organized by the Gujarat State Tourism Corporation, it is held either at Sardar Patel Stadium or the Police Stadium. Great. So, now I want you to answer the following questions. When is Makar Sankranti celebrated in Gujarat? Correct. On January 13 or 14. When does kite flying begin and when does it end? So the kite flying begins at dawn and continues without a pause throughout the day. What is the name of the bigger festival or bigger event that is held in Sardar Patel Stadium? Yes, that is correct, the International Kite Festival. Now look at these pictures. We see how the rooftops are completely filled with people of all age groups, friends and families. It's a festival where everyone unites and cherishes the little joys of life. So we know that Makar Sankranti is celebrated on 13th of or 14th of January. But tell me one thing, why do all of them meet outdoors? Correct. That is to cut each other's kites. Yes, but do you know what does it mean to cut a kite? I have a video to show you exactly how it is done. You must have noticed that I had a year to year smile while watching this video. It's because this is my cousin's video that I have uploaded on YouTube to share the experience. The thread is made of glass, as I had mentioned in the earlier lesson. It helps to cut the thread of another person's kite. Of course, this requires skills, otherwise, it's possible that you might end up cutting your own kite, which is not cool. I mean, it won't be fun for you then. Or sometimes even your own fingers. So you have to be really careful when you are handling that thread and the kite. Alright, now moving forward, there's a word in the passage which means to occur at the same time. Is it grinding or is it coincide? Absolutely. The correct answer is coincide. So Makar Sankranti coincides, that is occurs on the same time or at the same time as Uttarayan. And when is Uttarayan celebrated? Yes, when the sun is set to begin its journey towards the northern hemisphere, and also it is celebrated to mark the end of winter, and is also known as the journey towards the summer solstice. Okay, now what is summer solstice? We have a short video which you can watch and enjoy and learn something from. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed watching that video and have understood what is meant by Uttarayan and how Uttarayan is connected to the summer solstice. Uttarayan also means, Uttar means north, and the word Ayan means the journey. Okay. Now that we have come to the end of the first subunit, I want you to answer the following question. What do you think is the main idea of this subunit? Is it meaning of Makar Sankranti, or meaning of Uttarayan, or meaning of Makar Sankranti and Uttarayan? I think all of you must have guessed it correctly. It is meaning of Makar Sankranti and Uttarayan, because we understood what is Makar Sankranti and what is Uttarayan and how they both coincide and are celebrated together in Gujarat. So now that people of all ages gather on the terrace or rooftops to celebrate this festival from dawn to dusk, total strangers also compete with each other Uh, do you know what does that tell us? This tells us that the festival goes beyond all social and cultural boundaries. During the celebration of this festival, nobody sees whether they are celebrating it with the people of their own caste or religion. They are purely there to have fun, breaking all the barriers. Isn't that something to learn from? I mean, we as citizens of this diverse country, with variety of people coming from different castes, class, religion, region, should look beyond these compartments and treat each other as humans first, right? Okay, that is something you have to think about. But now tell me, why do you think that there is a variety of kites available in the market? Yes, a wonderful variety of kites is seen, and the fussy buyer can choose what he wants. So, when we say that someone is fussy, what does it mean? Correct. When we say fussy, it means very choosy, okay? So, when someone is really choosy and picky, we say that the person is fussy. I have used uh, the word fussy in another sentence. Let's have a look. Anjali is a fussy eater. She always picks out carrots from her bowl of vegetables. Um, so here we understand that someone who is really picky and choosy and who is who thinks that this is what I want and this is what I don't want, they are called fussy. All right. All right. All these photos of the food items must be really bringing your mouth to water, I'm sure. There is a word in your passage which means special food items. What is that word? Absolutely correct, that is delicacies. And why do you think that these delicacies are prepared for the day? It's because traditional food which is prepared on special occasions, it always has a scientific backing to it. So here there is undiyu, there is tilgur chikki, there's jalebi, then there is Indian snacks and Indian jujubi. Indian jujubi is nothing but beer. Okay, all these items come only in winter. These are very seasonal vegetables. That is of the past. Now we have everything available at all times, but in the past these used to be really seasonal and it used to affect our body in such a manner that when we ate these things in winter, it would affect our body very in a positive manner, and it would be very healthy to have them in winter. And Gujarat is really cold in winters, so people used to prepare undiyu, which has all kinds of vegetables like uh, sweet potatoes, brinjal, carrots, all the good things. And there is small dumplings of bajra flour. So that is also really good to have in winter. It gives warmth to your body. So all these things have a scientific backing to it. If people never prepare things, in the olden days never thought, chalo, let's make biryani, just let's have fun and make biryani today, because they always took care of their health. Now, the last thing that's mentioned in the segment we are focusing on today is the International Kite Festival. Let's watch a video and see how it looks. this festival is International Kite Festival, so the word itself says that it is international, meaning people from all countries come here and participate, right? So why do you think the State Tourism Corporation organizes such an event? Yes, that is correct. Some of you must have guessed it, and that is to promote tourism. And how do you think tourism, uh, helps India? Yes. So these are some of the advantages of tourism, that is growth and boost in economic activities, infrastructural development, then sources of employment. There are so many people who get employed when people from outside come to this country. Okay, connectivity and growth. There is a boost and wide scale industry revenue. So many things. There are many advantages of tourism, which is why there are such events held at a grand scale. All right. Now that we have come to the end of the second subunit, I want you to answer the following question. What do you think is the main idea of this subunit? Is it celebration of Uttarayan in Ahmedabad? Is it International Kite Festival? Or is it delicacies during the day of the festival? Yes, you're right. It is the celebration of Uttarayan in Ahmedabad. Okay, so now what according to you is the central idea of the passages that we studied today? What was the most significant theme throughout? Was it love for celebration? Was it undying spirit of celebrating Uttarayan or Makar Sankranti? Or was it festivals in India? You're absolutely right. I'm sure all of you must have guessed it, that it is the undying spirit of celebrating Uttarayan and Makar Sankranti. After having learned so much, do you think festivals are only related to religions? No, it is not so. Many a time celebrations come out of natural or environmental factors. For example, Baisakhi. It's a spring harvest festival celebrated by Sikhs especially, but even farmers from other religions or other religious communities celebrate its spirit because it's a harvest season for them too. So not always are the festivals associated to religions. Before we wrap up, I would also like to mention another small thing which has a great impact. It's a small thing, but it has a great impact. What do you think happens when the festival is over? Yes, the streets are filled with threads and kites and garbage and all sorts of waste which was not there before the festival. And that is the burden on the cleaners to clean the spaces, or else these kites and threads clog the gutters and the downspouts and cause a lot of environmental damage. At times, while flying the kite, the thread being so sharp damages the wings of a lot of birds flying in the sky. So, don't you think that we should be responsible enough that nature does not suffer because of our celebration? Yes, so hope you give this some thought and you come up with ideas to spread awareness about these concerning issues. So that is what we learned today. Um, Main ideas being meaning of Makar Sankranti and Uttarayan. We studied what is the meaning of Makar Sankranti and Uttarayan, and then we studied how it is celebrated in Gujarat. The celebration of Uttarayan in Gujarat. The central idea being the undying spirit of Uttarayan and Makar Sankranti. And language study, we learnt a few new words, that is coincide, rend, that is to tear the air, and fussy and delicacy. Before I end this lesson, a small homework for you, that is write a letter to a friend in Gujarat seeking more information related to the festival. Thank you.